Minot High won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. Jamestown will receive. Now for your starting lineup. First for the visitors on the scoreboard. The Minot Magicians. Defensive starters. Starting one defensive end. A senior number 59, Dave Lindquist. At nose guard, a junior number 60, Elijah Huff. At another defensive end, a junior number 74, Logan Kruger. At linebacker, a senior number 32, Carter Anderson. At another linebacker, a sophomore, number 34, Hunter Danielson.
Jamestown, North Dakota. It's West Region football here on ESPN.
At linebacker, a senior number 15, Brian Sisto.
And the Magi from Minot High.
At linebacker, a senior number 28, Matthew Rady.
Coming up here at the top of the hour, the starting lineups being introduced right now.
At linebacker, a senior number 48, Garrett Larson. At one corner, a senior number 18, Peyton Lamery. At another corner, a senior number 13, Manuel Bradford. And at safety for the Magicians, a senior number 5, Brett Lundy. Magicians are coached by Barry Holman.
Here's the starting lineup for Jamestown. They'll go like this on offense. Brian Opsahl will start at quarterback. Jared Hart.
And now for your home team, your Jamestown Bluejays. Offensive starters. At a wide receiver, number 15, a sophomore, Jared Hollenbach. At a receiver, a junior, number 5, John Morgan. At one tackle, a junior wearing number 62, Raymond Dunn. At another tackle, a sophomore, number 54, Jacob Schulte. At a guard, number 55, a sophomore, Tate Orr. Starting at the other guard, a sophomore, number 74, Carson Kennelly. At center for the Blue Jays, a senior, number 31, Nick Mortensen. Playing tight end for the Blue Jays, a senior, number 35, Ethan Hout. A junior fullback, number 30, Zach Petrie. At running back for the Blue Jays, a junior, number 20, Jared Harr. And under center for the Blue Jays, a senior, number 10, Brian Opsahl. The Blue Jays are coached by Bill Nelson. Officials for tonight's game are Jim Hardy Jr., Casey Henderson, Aaron Motter, Mike Weatherly, and Brad Knoll. These individuals are registered by the North Dakota High School Activity Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. The attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches, no matter what their personal feelings or loyalties may be in this contest. Jamestown High School would like to thank Jamestown Regional Medical Center for providing tonight's athletic coverage trainer, Adrian Young. JRMC is the official sports medicine provider of the Blue Jays. Kick for the Magicians, Preston Johnson. Back in for the Blue Jays, Jared Harr.
Beckman and Harr back deep for the Blue Jays. They wait inside the 5-yard line. Hunter Johnson will kick it away from the north 40-yard line. And he approaches the football with a right-footed boot. We're underway here from Ernie Gates Field. It'll be Jared Harr from the 12. He drops it, picks it up at the 10. Now Stutterstedt move trying to get towards the 15. He's hit and dropped right there. So that's where the Blue Jays will start at the 15-yard line. A return of just 3 yards for Jared Harr.
Bluejay will start first and 10 from the old 15.
And that's something Jamestown was unable to do against West Fargo Cheyenne and got themselves into an early hole last week. Three wide receivers. Brian Opsahl out of the shotgun. He will send hard motion across. He's going to fake, throws it on the slant, picked off. First pass of the game, first play is a turnover. That is intercepted on the slant by Carter Anderson. And Minot will take over inside the 25. It'll be at the 23-yard line of Jamestown. He threw it into double coverage on the slant to the near side of the field. So Opsahl's first pass is intercepted. Creighton Rudolph is the quarterback for Minot High. He gives on the jet sweep running left. And the Blue Jays have this bottled up for no gain. He gave it out to Peyton Lamory. And no gain for
45, Carter Weiser.
Lamory. It'll be second down and 10. Second and 10 after no gain for Lamory. Out of the shotgun is Creighton Rudolph. Snap to Rudolph, looking right, throws it out in the flat, has Lamory 20-yard line, cuts right to the 15, to the 10, stretching it in towards the 5-yard line, and he's run out of bounds somewhere around the 5. I don't have a very good view of where that spot's going to go down at, but it will be around the 6-yard line, looks like, for Lamory, so a catch and run of 19 yards, and it's first and goal for Minot. 11-11 to go here in the first quarter. A turnover on the first play for the Blue Jays. Rudolph comes back to the line. Carter Anderson, the tail of an I formation. Fullback is Elijah Wickham. Under center, handoff left side, and immediately hit the line of scrimmage, and no gain for Anderson. As they try to go left side out of the I formation, no gain. Gain on first down. Lamory split wide to the left, otherwise double tight end set here for Rudolph. Up under center, he will give Anderson again, same side. This time he funnels behind his block over left guard down to about the 2-yard line.
Tackle made by number 54, Jacob Schulke. Third down and goal. Let's hear you, Blue Jays fans.
So third and goal now for Minot High. At the 2-yard line of the Blue Jays. Same formation, double tight, I formation behind Rudolph. Tail of the tandem is Anderson. Rudolph under center, gives to Anderson, this time off the right side, and he walks into the end zone for 6. And Minot High scores just a few plays following the turnover.
Number 32, Carter Anderson.
So 10:09 to go in the first. Minot scores on a 2-yard touchdown run for Carter Anderson. And now Johnson will try to add the point after. Snap, spot, and the kick is good. He sneaks it inside the right upright. So it's 7-0 Minot, 10:09 to go first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Blue Jay football. 9 seconds to go here in quarter one. Steve Linsmeyer, Mike Solis with you from Ernie Gates Field in Jamestown. We're on ESPN Jamestown and newsdakota.com. Download the smartphone app, go to the App Store, search for ESPN Jamestown. And in 2 minutes into this ball game, Minot has struck. They lead 7-0. Jamestown got the football to start, but immediately turned it over.
Number 14, Hunter Beckman.
Hunter Beckman and Jared Harback. Jared Johnson will kick it it away from the north 40. Going left to right across the front of us here. This will be a short kick. Hart comes up on, fields it at the 18, out of the 20, inside the hash marks, across the 20, and diving out to the 24-yard line. That's where Blue Jays will start first and 10.
Ball on the return. Blue Jays will start first and 10 from the own 29-yard line.
Well, it's not a great situation if you're talking about just getting first downs. 4 wide receivers. Handoff goes to Zach Petrick, and he lost the football. And Minot got it. Wow. So Jamestown has turned it over on 2 straight plays. A Brian Opsahl interception, then a Zach Petrick fumble.
15, Brian Sisko.
Brian Sisko is the one credited with coming up with the loose ball. Zach Petrick looks a little shaken up. But 2 plays, 2 turnovers for the Blue Jays. Lamoury comes in motion across Rudolph, and he'll fake to Lamoury, give out right side, and here's a big hole for Anderson out inside the 20-yard line down to the 16. That was actually
Dylan Danielson on the carry.
That was Dylan Danielson getting that carry. So Minot marches it down to the 16-yard line of the Blue Jays, already leading 7-0, 9:38 to go here in quarter 1. Twin wide receivers to the right. Another man in motion in front of Rudolph. He gets it on the jet sweep, moving left and down to about the 9-yard line, or excuse me, the 11-yard line.
Carry from the magician, number 4.
That was Carson Moser. So pick up a 5 on first down. Moves the ball to the 11-yard line. So second down and 5, football at the 11-yard line. Snap to Rudolph, looks left, throws it out in the flat, has Lamoury inside the 5. He slips the tackle, fighting towards the pylon, and he's going to be brought down short. So Lamoury with a catch of about 10 yards down to the Blue Jay 1-yard line. He made a couple guys miss and then fought off another Blue Jay before finally being brought down. So first and goal from the 1. I formation behind Rudolph. 8:45 to go in the opening quarter. Rudolph takes, gives right side, and over right guard. He's going to be short. That was Danielson, excuse me, that was Moser again. So no gain on the play. It'll be second down and goal from the 1. 7-0 in favor of Minot. Again, an I formation. Rudolph up under center, single wide receiver to the right. This is a give to Anderson, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown again, untouched. This time a 1-yard touchdown run.
Touchdown for the magician.
And Minot with a great start, leading 13-0. Just 8:05 left in the first quarter. Now Johnson will try to add the point after. Rudolph will hold it. Snap, spot, and the right-footed kick is up and through. So 14-0. Minot leads, just 4 minutes gone here from Ernie Gates Field. It's all Magi, 2 plays, 2 turnovers for the Jays. We'll take a break. You're listening to Blue Jay Football. Back here at Ernie Gates Field, Steve Linsmeyer, Mike Solis with you on ESPN Jamestown. It has been a terrible start for the Blue Jays. 2 plays, 2 turnovers, and Minot has turned them both into points. And they lead 14-0 here, just under 4 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Johnson will kick it away for the 3rd time already. And Jared Haar, Beckman actually flips it to Haar kind of on a weird double catch and out across the 25. He's brought down at the 27. They both kind of had it, and Beckman kind of flipped it to Haar. Not a good start. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays. Pistol formation for Brian Opsahl. Hard count, and Opsahl takes a snap, but there's movement. The play is going to be blown dead. It will be encroachment against Minot. So Jamestown still looking for their first play without a turnover.
5-yard penalty brings up 1st and 5 for the Blue Jays.
Well, when before the turnover, we were talking about trying to move the sticks, get some first downs, and I didn't mean to say that it's that we don't need those first downs, but it's the point where it's like, if that's what you're trying to get a first down, then punt it. That's a tough way to end a football game. Snap goes to Opsahl, rolls left. Brian sets up. Now he's flushed out to his right, and he is going to be hit, gets away, and then is going to go backwards and is buried around the 11-yard line. It's going to be a huge loss for the Jays on 1st down. The sack finally finished up by Logan Kruger, excuse me. And it's going to be a loss of 14 for Opsahl before getting finally sacked. So 2nd down and 25 for the Blue Jays. Opsahl alone now, pistol formation. He will send Haar in motion across, and he gives to Haar, who is hit immediately. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. The stop made by Kane Lindquist. Are you speechless right now, Mike? Third down and 25. 6:37 to go here in the opening quarter. 14-0 Minot. If you're just joining us, Jamestown has turned it over twice, and now they're going to take a timeout. So 6:27 to go opening quarter. It's all Minot so far. They lead the Blue Jays 14-zip. Back in just a moment. You're listening to Blue Jay football. 6:27 to go here in the opening quarter. It's 14-0. Jamestown trailing Minot. 3rd and 25 for the Blue Jays. 4 wide receivers. Opsahl out of the pistol. And Brian takes the snap, straight drop. Sets up, going to roll to his left. Still rolling left. Throws on the run. Too tall for his intended receiver. He was looking for Jared Kallenbach up the near side. It's incomplete.
Punting for the Blue Jays, number 10, Brian Opsahl.
So it'll be 4th down and 25. Opsahl will punt from his own end zone.
Noah Tate back for the Magician.
Noah Tate waits back inside Blue Jay territory, and here's the punt delivered, and this one's going to be short. Tate lets it hop, takes a Blue Jay hop. Tate fields it on the run up the right sideline, 35, steps between a pair of Blue Jays and down to the 32-yard line.
Tackle made by number 35, Ethan Hope.
Yeah, they started drives at the plus 23, plus 24, and now the plus 32 for Minot so far. They have not started a drive on the other side of the football field. Rudolph under center, I formation behind him, wide receivers either side. He fumbled this exchange from center, and he falls on top of it for a loss of 2. They have another back in the backfield. This time it's Emmanuel Bradford. They've gone already with a couple different looks. Dylan Danielson, Carter Mosser both had opportunities. This time, though, it is Emmanuel Bradford. Bradford, the tail of an I formation, double tight ends, and the handoff goes to Bradford. The Blue Jays stick him up immediately.
Dunn on the tackle for the Blue Jays.
Raymond Dunn for the Blue Jays, following that one up immediately.
That's 3rd and 12, Blue Jay fans. Get on your feet, make some noise for the defense.
3rd down and 12 for Minot. Ball inside Blue Jay territory, 34-yard line. They lead 14-0, 5:18 to go in quarter 1. Twin wide receivers, left side of the formation. And Rudolph, actually they'll go trips now to the left. Rudolph out of the shotgun on 3rd long. Snap to Rudolph, and he gives right up the middle. A big hole for his running back down inside the 30 to 28-yard line. As Elijah Wickham was finally caught by Weiser, but it'll be a pickup of 6 or 7. It'll bring up 4th and 6. It looks like Minot
Make some noise
with their offense. So empty. There's 4 wide receivers. Single back to the left of Rudolph. Snap to Rudolph out of the shotgun. Zach Petrick's all over him. Zach has him get away, and now it is going to be finally brought down. As Rudolph got away from Petrick twice, and then was finally finished off by Dunn. And the turnover on downs gives the ball back to the Blue Jays at the Minot High, at their own 42-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Football at their own 43-yard line. Wide receivers to either side, pistol formation. Jays trail 14-0, 4:22 to go. Snap goes to Opsahl, play action, looks to throw. Throws it out left, has a screen set up for Har. And Har makes a move across midfield, inside the 45, and dives down to the 41-yard line. Minot High Blue Jays with their first positive game of the afternoon. They're down to Minot High 41. So 1st and 10 for the 41 of Minot. Twin wide receivers right, snap to Opsahl. Rolling right, Opsahl on the run, getting flushed, getting chased, and he is brought down. And a flag comes flying in as Opsahl gets ripped down from the back of his jersey by Logan Kruger. And that is going to be a penalty against Minot High.
Personal foul, horse collar on the Magician. Brings up on that 1st down, Blue Jays.
So we have 15-yard horse collar penalty on Kruger, and that pushes the ball inside the Minot High 30 to the 29-yard line. 3:41 to go in quarter 1. The Magi lead 14-0 on the Hardy Insurance scoreboard. Twin wide receivers to the left. Opsdahl takes the snap. Here's a blitz from Minot. Quick throw left side. It's knocked down at the line. And it'll be second down and 10. Minot brought, what, 8 on that one? So Minot brings 8 on first down. It'll be second and 10. So it'll be second and 10. Twin wide receivers left, pistol formation for Opsdahl. Snap to Bryan, turns right, tosses left. Haar on the edge, and Haar is going to be brought down to the backfield. That was snuffed down immediately by Minot. And again, Kruger's there again. Also for Minot, Elijah Huff.
Third down and 12.
Be a loss of 2. We'll bring up third and 12. Third down and 12. Twin wide receivers to the right. And Opsdahl takes the snap, gives to Petrick, and Zach over right guard takes it inside the 30 and down to about the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4. It'll bring up fourth down and 8.
Yeah, 4.
The Jamestown High volleyball team lost their opening set today. They're playing Totino Grace 25-21. The Blue Jays dropped set 1 in that match. In high school football, in AAA football, Legacy leads Williston 2:35 to go in the second quarter. And Jamestown's going to attempt a 42-yard field goal. This is their new kicker, by the way. And here's the snap spot. The line drive kick had plenty of leg, but it's wide left.
Field goal, no good for the Blue Jays.
That is the new kicker, Paul Faber, who tried a 42-yard field goal, but he had pressure immediately up the middle.
First down position.
It had the leg, too. So Paul Faber's first attempt at a field goal sails wide to the left. A 42-yard attempt from the middle of the field. So first and 10 for Minot. They will start in the wrong end for the first time. And here's a handoff on the jet sweep. Lamoureux stretching left. The Blue Jays have it bottled up for a big loss. Leading the charge was Zach Butler. It'll be a loss of 5 for
Raymond Dunn on the tackle for the Blue
Lamoureux.
Jays. Loss of 5 for the Magicians.
Second and 15. The Blue Jay defense with a big play on first down. And again, Rudolph out of the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. He'll send Wickham in motion in front, and Rudolph's going to pass. Now steps up, tries to run, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 1.
Rudolph on the carry for the Magicians.
Blue Jays had that one bottled up. Ethan Hout was there, also Tate Moore.
55, Tate Moore.
They'll bring up third and long 13.
Gentlemen, make some noise, Blue Jay fans.
Minot High at the 17-yard line, their own 17. This is the first drive they've started in their own end. The other 3 drives have started at 23, 24, and 32 of Jamestown. So third and 13, a minute 19 to go, opening quarter. Minot leads 14-0. 4 wide receivers. Rudolph takes the snap, looks left, throws the bubble screen out to the near side, has his man out across the 20, and won't get it quite to the 25 before he's taken out of bounds. That was Wabundi getting the opportunity to make that catch on the bubble screen.
Made by number 20, Jared Hard. Brings up fourth down for the Magicians. Back deep for the Blue Jays. Number 14, Hunter Beckman. And number 20, Jared Hard. In the punt for the Magicians. Number 17, Peyton Rudolph.
Pickup of 8 for Lofton Clamundi. And the snap is nearly over the head of Rudolph, but he makes a fantastic catch. Here's a line drive punt. Haar and Beckman both let it bounce. It takes a huge Minot bounce back to the 29-yard line. That was nearly disastrous for Minot. How did Rudolph
First
make
and
that
10 for the
catch?
Blue Jays, starting on the 29-yard line.
Jamestown High volleyball team lost 2-0 to the Totino Grace, 25-21 and 25-23. Their next match tonight, 8:45. They're playing, of course, in the Marshall tournament this weekend. Here's a snap to Opsahl, gives up the middle. This is Jared Haar, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage before being twisted down. The stop made by Elijah Huff. Second down and a long 9 here for the Blue Jays. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Snap to Opsahl, straight drop. Minot drops back in coverage. Here's a ball down the left sideline, and it's off the face mask of Aaron Bredesen. Down the left side, he had a step on the man in coverage, and he had to kind of turn around on it and bounced off his face mask. They dropped their entire linebacker before that time. Back in coverage. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Blue Jays. Football at their own 29. This should be the final snap, I guess, barring an incomplete pass. And here comes Haar in motion. They'll fake to Haar. Opsahl's going to throw. Here's a little pressure. Dumps it out right for Petrick. Petrick's hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for about a half yard, and that brings up 4th down. But the Blue Jays will punt from the other side of the field. 14-0 Minot after 1 quarter here from Ernie Gates Field. The 2 Blue Jay turnovers almost immediately turn into Magi touchdowns. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Blue Jay football.
Today's game sponsor is Infinity Building Services. Good luck to the Blue Jays in today's game. Thank you to Infinity Building Services for supporting Blue Jay football. Thank you also goes out to our concession workers. Stop by the concession stand and pick up your tailgate special. Barbecue cold chicken sandwich or all beef hot dog, chips and soda for $6. If you haven't gotten your football booster membership, stop by the booster table and pick those up today. Jamestown High School would like to thank Jamestown Regional Medical Center for providing tonight's athletic trainer, Adrian Dean. JRMC is the official sports medicine provider of the Blue Jays. Back deep for the musicians, number 8, Noah Tate. Number 18, Peyton Lemery. Punt for the Blue Jays, number 10, Brian Opsahl. First round carry for the position by number 32, Carter Anderson. Passing complete, intended for number 5, Brett Lundy. Carry for the Magicians, number 33, Elijah Wickham. 3rd and 3 for the Magi. Stand up, Blue Jay fans. Make some noise for your defense. Anderson on the carry. Back on for the Blue Jays, number 13, Jacob Amick. First down and goal for Minot. Dylan Danielson on the carry for Minot. Minot touchdown by number 25, Dylan Danielson. In the kick for the Magicians, number 22, Preston Johnson. Extra point is good.
Just 30 here, bit, sorry.
Back deep for the Blue Jays, number 20, Jared Haar, number 14, Hunter Beckman.
Hunter Beckman and Jared Haar back deep for the Blue Jays. They trail 21-0 here on the Hardy Insurance scoreboard. 9:59 to go in quarter number 2. Minot has scored 14 points off Blue Jay turnovers. They just punched it in following the punt in a few plays. Here's another kick by Johnson. Jared Haar will take it from the 17 across the 20, 25, middle of the field 30, and gets hung up by an arm tackle and brought down at the 32-yard line.
Brandon Dolman on the return.
So a pickup of about 16 on the return.
First down, Blue Jays from their own 32.
So 21-0. Blue Jays trailing, have the football. We've got movement. Snap goes to Opsahl, and a handoff to Jared Haar. He gets down across the 35 and out near the 39-yard line. 38-yard line for the markup. There's a flag down. An illegal shift against the Blue Jays. So that pickup of 6 yards is erased.
Good formation on Blue Jays.
It'll be first and
5-yard
15
penalty.
now.
Brings up first and 15.
A positive run wiped off the books there. First and 15, 9:47 to go in quarter 2. Trip wide receivers left side of the formation. Opsahl out of the pistol, flanked to his left by Zach Petrick. Snap to Brian, rolls left. Bryan looking to throw on the run. Tracked by Kruger. Dumps it out left. Has his man John Horgan tiptoeing the sideline across the 45. And out of bounds, 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 20 for John Horgan, who was able to stay in bounds and pick up about 3 or 4 extra yards. First and 10, Blue Jays just 3 yards shy of midfield. And here comes Haar in motion across. They'll give to Haar, and that's Kane Barnick. He gets the stretch play, comes to the near side on the jet motion, and will lose a yard.
Also one on the play.
Jamestown having a hard time getting to the edge. That's a nice job of those outside backers, and that's kind of with the 3-5, those backers just bend around there, and they can contain that edge pretty well. So second down and 10. They gave him no gain. It looked like they originally had marked him for a loss. Here's the handoff right and immediately buried. That is going to be a big loss for the Blue Jays. Garrett Larson was in the backfield as soon as Jared Haar got the football. It'll be a loss of 3. At the end of one quarter in Valley City, the Highliners lead Turtle Mountain 30-0. Third down and 13, snap to Opsahl. Bryan's going to pass. Only 3 rushers from Minot. Opsahl rolling left. Again, Kruger trying to track him on the edge, and he'll get knocked down right at the sticks. This time, though, it was Garrett Larson making the stop.
Fourth down and long for the Blue Jays. Back deep for the Magicians. Number 18, Peyton Emery. Punt for the Blue Jays, number 10, Bryan Opsahl.
Cheyenne leads Devils Lake 14-0. That's early portions of the second quarter there. Halftime score, Legacy 6, Williston 0. And there's a good punt by Opsahl. Tate will take it to the 25, cutting towards the middle of the field. Now east and west across the 20. Goes back to the other side of the field. Reverses out across the 30. Outside the numbers 35. Flag in as he crosses the 40. And he gets taken out of bounds around the 46-yard line.
Tate on the return.
But there is a flag down, and this is in the area of holding against Minot. And of course, when you change direction like Tate did, that's usually a spot for a block in the back. Legacy 6-0. I don't know if that is... I actually think it's in Bismarck. I know Wilson's at home last year. So I think they might be in Bismarck tonight. But I could be wrong. So yeah, then it's in... if it's on Beck, then it's definitely in Bismarck. That game is in Bismarck, and they had a... we'll get to that story here in just a minute, but 7:40 to go second quarter, and Rudolph will hand up the middle and nearly strip, but he gets away. Left side of the hash marks into Blue Jay territory. Big hole across the 40, and he's finally sandwiched down to about the 31-yard line of the Blue Jays. That's a big run by Emmanuel Bradford. Manuel takes a big cut out of that one on first down, and Rudolph will play action rolls right. Rudolph going to chuck it up to the right corner, and it is hauled in by Lamory, and he will race into the end zone for a touchdown on a flag route to the right corner, and it is now 27-0. That'll be a touchdown pass of 31 yards.
Johnson on the kick for the Magicians.
Johnson will try to add the point after. And snap, spot, and the kick is good. So it's 28-0.
The point is good.
Minot leading the Blue Jays with still 7:40 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Blue Jay football.
Reminder to parents, Jamestown Public Schools asks that all children are being properly supervised by an adult. Due to safety concerns for the children, we ask that they do not play on playground equipment or playground during the game.
Just 30.
Back deep for the Blue Jays, number 28.
Rough start for the Blue Jays, 7:10 to go, second quarter. It's 28-0. Minot leads Jamestown. We're talking about the Williston Legacy game. Of course, Williston had a home game last Friday night, and they raised money for Williston broadcaster Ralph Lockwood, who was dealing with some health problems. Johnson will kick it away. And this will be taken by Beckman at the 20. Beckman across the 30, and then gets stood up and whipped to the turf at about the 33. Well, they held a benefit night at the Williston High School football game last Friday night for Ralph Lockwood. And then on Tuesday afternoon, Ralph passed away. 50 years of broadcasting in Williston, 8,000 games Ralph did in his career. Football, basketball, baseball. I mean, you name it, Ralph was on the road constantly with those Williston Coyote teams, and I'm sure there's definitely some heavy hearts in Williston tonight. Well, 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. I've got, and I think that's Max Montoya in at quarterback. And the handoff goes to Jared Haar across the 35, and Haar brought down about the 38-yard line. That is Max Montoya. Oh, that's Mason Walters at quarterback. Walters, a sophomore for the Blue Jays. Probably in line to be the starter in 2017. Wide receivers either side. Snap goes to Walters. Play action, looks to throw. He's hit, or actually slips as he plants to throw and bounces it short of Petrick. The Magi were all over him anyway. So it'll be incomplete as he bounces that one to Petrick.
3rd down for the Blue Jays.
So 3rd down and 6 for the Blue Jays. Twin wide receivers to the right. And the snap goes to Walters. Minot blitzes. Walters is going to be swarmed under in the backfield, as the Minot blitz got to him for a loss. And the sack made there by David Jackson. Anyway, my great story about Ralph Lockwood is that I told you this before we went on the air today. We were doing a WDA tournament. First time I ever met Ralph. I didn't know him. Williston played after the Blue Jays at WDA. And he was there before I was, ready for the Williston game, sitting there. There's the snap back to the, that is going to be punted this time by Brandon Kallenbach, and it'll be picked up at the 43-yard line. So that's where Minot will start 1st and 10 at their own 42. Well, Ralph didn't move the whole time I was setting up my stuff. He's right next to me, didn't move. Game started, still hasn't moved. We get to about end of the first half, and I'm like, is this guy okay? Like, is he, has he died right next to me here? Well, it turns out he was sleeping. About halfway through the second half, he finally just got up and went to the bathroom or whatever, but about 2 hours, he just sat there in the exhibit hall at the Bismarck Event Center and slept, sitting in a chair. Here's a swing pass out left for Brett Lundy. He gets across the 45, makes a man miss. Flag in as he gets to the 50, and he's wrestled down at about midfield. There'll be a pick of a bait if the play stands, but there is a flag, and this is most likely going to go against the Magi.
Holding against Minot.
Jamestown is headed to Williston next weekend. That'll be a Friday night game. And I honestly couldn't tell you who will be on the call for that one on KEYZ, because I know they've been without Ralph all year. Here's a swing pass out to the right. Catch made by the tight end Bundy again, and he takes it out across the 40 and ushered out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Going to pick up about 7. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd and 9. Well, that's what I don't know. Maybe just listening to my soothing tones just put him right to sleep. 2nd down at 9. Twin wide receivers left, I formation behind Rudolph. Rudolph takes the snap, gives up the middle, and Zach Petrick meets the back in the backfield. And he'll get out to the game back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 8 coming now for Minot. 5:19 to go here in the first half.
Let's hear you, Blue Jays fans. It's 3rd down. Get on your feet, make some noise.
Steve Linsmeyer, Mike Solis with you from Ernie Gates Field in Jamestown. Blue Jays trail Minot 28-0 with just under 5 minutes to go here in quarter 2. 3 wide receivers for Rudolph, shotgun formation, snap to Rudolph, straight drop. Here's a designed run, I believe, and he will be brought down to the line of scrimmage as the Blue Jays quickly close the gap on the quarterback draw.
Beckman back deep for the Blue Jays. Rudolph in the punt for the Magicians.
So Rudolph will punt. Beckman and Haar back deep for the Blue Jays. 4:10 and counting to go in the second quarter. And we've got a dead ball. Flags all over the place. It's the encroachment against the Blue Jays. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 4th down and 4 now for Bluejay. We'll see if they maybe roll the dice. It looks like they'll still punt it. Rudolph punts, and there's one rolled back to him, and he fell down to a knee to cover it up at the 34-yard line. So that's where the Blue Jays will take over. Rudolph had to go to a knee to field the low snap, and it will give the Blue Jays the football at the Minot High 34-yard line. So 1st and 10, 34-yard line of Minot. 3:57 to go in quarter 2. Minot leads 28-0 on the Hardy Insurance scoreboard. Yeah, the Blue Jays have about 10 seconds to get this play off. They did have to run somebody on late. Aaron Mack coming in at the last moment. Mack stands to the right side of Mason Walters. Handoff is to Jared Haar, and he slips across the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. So Haar with a pickup of 8 could have been a little more, but Haar slipped as he tried to make a cut. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Blue Jays. Again, trailing 28-0, but trying to get on the scoreboard here before halftime. Coming up at the half, you'll hear from University of Jamestown football coach Josh Cattell. His team plays tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. From Raleigh-Greeno Field against number 16 Dakota Wesleyan. Now we got flags again. This will be a delay of game against Jamestown. So 2nd and 2 moves to 2nd and 7.
Delay game against the Blue Jays. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Jamestown, these are penalties that they just can't afford. Second down and 7. Ball moves back to the 32-yard line. And again, Mason Walters out of the pistol. Snap to Walters. He's going to turn it loose to Horgan down the right side. And John makes a leaping catch inside the 15. And he's brought down at the 13-yard line of Minot. Nice catch by Horgan to go up and high-point that football. Lamoureux is what I'm told it is. First and 10 from the 13-yard line. Snap to Walters, gives to Hard. Again, Jared's cleats give out, and he falls at about the 15. It'll be a loss of 2.
Hard on the carry. Loss of 2 for the Blue Jays.
Second and 12. Mason Walters, the sophomore at quarterback, wide receivers either side. And snap goes to Walters. Minot blitzes, and Walters is going to be again swallowed up by that Minot blitz at about the 25-yard line.
Back for the division.
They will give him the 22, so it'll be a loss of about 5. Minute 25 before the half. It'll be 3rd down and 19. Twin wide receivers left. Zach Petrick flanked left side of Walters. Jared Hard behind him out of the pistol. Snap to Walters, rolls left, sets up, now comes back across the middle, has Horgan inside the 15, and then John is knocked down at about the 13-yard line and then gets jumped on by Brent Lundy.
Horgan.
It'll be a pickup of about 9 down to the 13-yard line. They're about at the same spot they started this drive at. That's a pretty nice read for a sophomore quarterback to find that drag across the middle. .34 seconds left in the half, 4th and 9. Here's a jump ball, left corner of the end zone, and it is going to fall incomplete. He was looking for Horgan on the wheel route down the left side. It's incomplete, and Jamestown will turn it over on downs with 28 seconds to go in the half, and I have a feeling made to see a kneel down here from the Magi, leading 28-0, less than a half minute before the break. A little more air. So Rudolph will go under center. He's got split backs behind him. Rudolph takes the football, drops back a yard, goes to a knee, and that'll be the end of half 1. So Minot leads at the break 28-0. They've scored their first 14 points off of turnovers. They've added 2 touchdowns since, and now lead the Blue Jays 28-0 as the final 10 seconds tick away here in the first half. Jamestown, they have a big hole here as they did last week against West Fargo Cheyenne. They went to the breakdown 33-0. They were break here down 28-0. Any first half thoughts, Mike?
Today's game sponsor is Infinity Building Services. Good luck to the Blue Jays in today's game. Thank you, Infinity Building Services, for supporting Blue Jays football. Thank you also those who are concession stand workers.
much time left? I'll take it when it's over. I got to figure out if I'm going to Green Bay this year. That was the head coach of the Jimmies, Josh Cattell. They play tomorrow. It'll be a 1 o'clock start from Taylor Stadium. The Jimmies taking on Dakota Wesleyan. Dairy Queen pregame show starts at 12:30 here on ESPN Jamestown. Myself and Kyle Blumenshine will have the call for you tomorrow afternoon. The Jimmies in 16th ranked Dakota Wesleyan coming off a 35-21 victory over the 8th ranked Tabor College Bluejays. And this is my stat of the day for tomorrow, Mike. The Jimmies have given up 28 points and 517 yards in 2 games. And Dakota Wesleyan hung 509 and 35 points on Tabor last week. So it is going to be strength on strength tomorrow at Raleigh Greeno Field. So it should be a fun one to come on out to. It is an orange out, as you alluded to. Bring your orange gear, and the first 100 students get a free orange shirt. So make sure you're there early. But right here, we're at Ernie Gates Field. It is a 28-0 lead for Minot on the Hardy Insurance scoreboard. It's been all Magi in this one. First quarter, they got 2 touchdowns off of 2 Blue Jay turnovers. Jamestown actually turned the ball over on their first 2 offensive snaps, and those led to Minot touchdowns with short fields. And then in the second quarter, Minot added a long touchdown and another short run by Dylan Danielson. So it's 28-0 Magi at the break. We'll take a quick timeout. Back in 90 seconds with half 2. You're listening to Blue Jay Football. Played last year. I think he played 1 game last year. I'm pretty sure that was against us. Ready for the second half action here for Ernie Gates Field. Steve Linsmeyer, Mike Solis, Jason Bitts running the board back in our ESPN Jamestown studios. It is 28-0 Magi on the Hardy Insurance scoreboard. Be back at it tomorrow here on ESPN Jamestown. The Jimmies taking on 16th ranked Dakota Wesleyan. That game can be heard right here on this very station. Also, JimmyAthletics.com tomorrow. Should be fun. A couple scores. Halftime score, Legacy over Williston, 6-0. That game is actually now well into the third quarter. So Williston giving Legacy everything they can handle. Bismarck High and Dickinson have just started. That's out at the Hank Bijou Activity Center at Dickinson tonight. Halftime score over on KOVC. The Highliners lead Turtle Mountain 54-7. Joel Morgan has the call on 1490 tonight.
What about Minot? Do you have, or not Minot, Mandan score?
I've not seen anything from Mandan. I've not seen anything from Century. They might play tomorrow. So the Magi will get it here to start the second half. Lamory back deep.
Kick for the Blue Jays. Number 90, Paul Faber.
Paul Faber will kick
Get
it.
on your feet, Blue Jays fans. Let's get up for the second half kickoff.
Well, I think Montoya, Max might be the interpreter there for
Yeah, the new kicker for the Blue Jays is a German foreign exchange student, Paul Faber. He already attempted a 42-yard field goal tonight. That was missed wide to the left, and Faber approaches the football, and it is going to be a good kick. Lamory at the 12-yard line will field it now across the 15, out across the 25, slips the tackler 30, and at the hash marks, he's pulled down at about the 32-yard line. Yeah, here's the only West Region games going on tonight. Williston at Legacy, Minot at Jamestown, Bismarck High at Dickinson. So
Century Mandan must have a goal as well, right?
that must be the case because there's only 8 teams, right? Yeah, there's only 8 West Region teams. So Mandan and Century tomorrow. So Rudolph and the Magi lead 28-0. Take the field here to start half 2. And the handoff is to the fullback and a big hole out across the 40 and finally whipped down by Jared Harsh short of midfield. A run of 18 yards for Elijah Wickham.
Well, there was just a small hole there, and found his way through there, and then unfortunately we didn't have any linebacker to step up.
Good job by that left guard sealing that edge. And Rudolph will hand it this time to Anderson. Anderson right behind his fullback Wickham towards the 50 and falls into Blue Jay territory at the 49. Pick up a 3 on first down.
Zach Petrick.
Zach Petrick in on the stop. 28-0 your score. Minot has benefited from a pair of short fields. They've actually had short fields 3 times inside the 35, but converted 2 of those to touchdowns. And there's another handoff. Stretching left is Anderson out across the 45, and he's shouldered down at about the 41, but it's going to be enough for a first down, a run of 10 yards. Down to the 41-yard line of the Blue Jays. Minot having no problems on the ground here to start the second half.
Zach Butler came up across the line of scrimmage and he just didn't collapse the hole there, and he got again, we didn't have any support from our linebackers.
Twin wide receivers to the right, hand off to the fullback Wickham. Another big hole out across the 35 and down inside the 30, taking Blue Jays with them to the 26-yard line. A run of 15 for Wickham.
Obviously, this is probably exactly what Minot drew up in the locker room, establish something right away and get some early points here. And not what we wanted as a Jamestown, allowing them to march down as easy as they have.
And Rudolph gives to Anderson, running left this time inside the 20 and hit from behind and taken down to about the 16-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, another first down for the Magi. Jared Schwann's the defensive coordinator for Jimmy's going to take it, or the Blue Jays is going to take a timeout. 10-11 to go here in quarter 3. 28-0 Minot. They're driving back in 30. This is Blue Jay football.
Jamestown High School would like to thank Jamestown
14,
Regional Medical Center
Davies
for providing
Fargo
tonight's
North
athletic trainer.
at the half.
Adrian Gaines, JRMC, is the official sports medicine provider of the Blue Jays.
West Fargo score?
West Fargo 14, South 0. Halfway through the second. Couple scores from around the state of North Dakota in AAA football. This is from the East region. West Fargo leads South 14-0. That's halfway through the second quarter. And at halftime, Fargo Davies leads Fargo North 21-14. But Minot driving here. They lead the Blue Jays 28-0. Over 10 minutes to go in quarter 3. I formation behind Rudolph, and he will give. This is Manuel running left on the stretch play, and he slips the tackle down to about the 10-yard line of the 11. I think is where they'll mark him a pickup of 5.
Jacob Schulte.
And 2nd and 5 coming up now for the Magi.
Yeah, this series just seems like we're on our heels. linebackers aren't really stepping up and making some plays and Minot's making it look too easy.
One wide receivers right, and now we've got a penalty against the Magi. It'll be a false start.
False start
Push it
against
back
the
5
Minot.
yards, so make it
5-yard
from
penalty.
second and 5 to second and
down.
10. Second down, 10 to go. Minot with the football at the 16-yard line of the Blue Jays, leading 28-0. Twin wide receivers right, Lamory and Lundy out there. Lamory in the slot, I formation behind Rudolph under center. He'll take, give right side, and this is Manuel. Manuel running right. He's got a head of steam towards the 10, diving over a Blue Jay inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. Pickup of 7. Manuel with some speed there out on the edge.
Bradford on the carry.
Make it
Tackled by
3rd and
Hall.
4.
I think that was Ethan Hout that kind of
3rd down and 4 for Minot.
sat there and didn't
Let's get on your feet,
attack,
Blue Jay fans. Let's help out that defense.
to the line of scrimmage and waited for him to come there. We have to attack that. We have to get inside, make him go inside and make contact up a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 4, Blue Jays show blitz, and they're going to have a encroachment penalty. That was Raymond Dunn coming across the line from his nose tackle spot. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on 3rd and 4, which will be enough for a first
5-yard
down.
penalty brings up a Minot first down.
So that moves the football now to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Minot. Twin wide receivers left, I formation behind Rudolph, and he gives the second man through, and it was Mosser who will take it to about the 2-yard line.
Carry. Back and bite. Number 26, Kane Barnett.
Pick up 3. Cade Barnett get on the stop. After 3 quarters in Bismarck, Legacy 6, Williston nothing. So a pretty good night so far for the Coyotes, holding Legacy to a 6-0 score. And here's a handoff to the fullback. That is Wickham, and he's going to be short. No, not enough there for Wickham. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Actually,
Jacob Schulte on the tackle for the Blue Jays. 3rd down and
that
goal.
was Garrett Larson getting an opportunity to carry it
Let's
there.
go,
for
Blue Jay
Minot.
fans. Let's hear it for your defense.
Short yardage, just nice job by our defensive line and our linebackers stepping up and should not give them a yard in the 2 plays. It's pretty good.
Mosser, the tail of an I formation. Rudolph will give it to him, and he falls over his center, and he is in for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Minot.
So Mosser with a short touchdown run, and that'll make it 34 to nothing. 7:19 to go in the 3rd.
Johnson going to kick the PAT for Minot.
Johnson will come in to add the point after for the Magi. And a chance to make it 35 to nothing. The clock will run now that it is over 31 points here in the second half, and the kick is good. So 35 zip, as Johnson's made all 5 of his extra points. 35-0 is your score. It's all Minot. We'll take a timeout. Back in 30. You're listening to Blue Jay football.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Backseat for the Blue Jays, number 28, Brandon Dahlman. And number 14, Hunter Beckman.
.6:48 to go in quarter 3. It's all Minot. The Magi on the Hardy Insurance scoreboard leading 35 zip. Steve Linsmeyer, Mike Solis with you from Ernie Gates Field. The Magi will kick it away yet again. It's actually the first, well, not the first time, but they haven't kicked from this end very often. They started quickly in the first half, and there's a good kick that's going to chase Blue Jays back inside the 5, and it's going to go over the head of Brandon Dahlman and into the end zone. So Jamestown will get it at the 20.
That was his best kick by far today. He was somewhere around that 15, 20-yard line, and then he got a piece of it there.
There is not an ounce of wind here tonight. The flag on the south end zone is laying completely flat. First and 10 for the Blue Jays. They'll start at their own 20-yard line. Mason Walters back in at quarterback to start the second half for the Blue Jays. The sophomore calls for the football, takes the snap. Play action, Walters looks to throw, chucks it up for Horgan down the right side. A lot of contact, and Horgan has that one sail over his head, incomplete.
Walters pass intended for number 5, John
He
Horgan.
couldn't get away from Lamory, who was in coverage. It's good to see him take some shots, though, here. I mean, Horgan's a big kid. He's got a little bit of a size advantage.
Well, you got to take that advantage of whatever we can get off that. Truly we have a size advantage. And that was a nice thrown ball by Mason, and he had some time to throw, which was very helpful.
Second and 10. Walters back out of the pistol. Wide receivers either side. Jared Haar behind Walters' pistol formation. Snap to Mason. He will give to Haar. And Haar will work off the left side for about a yard, if anything.
Jared Haar on the carry for the Blue
Third down
Jays.
and long 9 for the Jays.
3rd down and 9 for the Blue Jays.
Next week, Jamestown is at Williston. Mike and I will not be making that trip.
Not in my contract. Have to go.
No, we're reviewing your contract. We're not sure if we'll be back in 2 weeks either. But
Oh, you got me.
3rd down and a long 9. What?
Okay.
Twin wide receivers to the right. Of course, in 2 weeks, the Blue Jays are back at home. Snap to Walters. He sets up. He's going to chuck another one down the near side. This is over the head of, I believe that's Kallenbach down the right side. It's incomplete.
Walters pass
Jared had a hard
intended for
time
number 15,
adjusting to that
Jared
one.
Kallenbach. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down.
It'll be 4th down. Blue Jays will punt, but 2 throws with the young kid,
Back
taking
deep
some shots
for
down the
number
field.
8,
I don't mind
Tate,
seeing that.
number 18,
Oh, yeah,
Peyton.
you know,
Lamory.
kind of a stutter step by is it Jared?
In the punt for the Blue Jays, number 2, Brandon Kallenbach.
Just kind of on the outstretched arms a little bit, but yeah, throwing the ball well and getting some time, so he's not so rushed right now.
And the Blue Jays will punt it. It'll be punted by Brandon Kallenbach. And that's going to go down inside the 45 and picked up
Minot set the
out.
resolution. 1st
So that
and 10
pass
on
was
their
actually,
own 43.
hold on. Oh, we got Jared and Brandon. That's right. I forgot there's 2 of them. There's 2 Kallenbachs. I was going to say, I got confused there for a second. That usually happens to me, though. 4:34 to go here in quarter 3. It is 35-0 Minot. The clock running. Let's see. 2 weeks from tonight, the Blue Jays are back at home, and they will take on Dickinson. We go to Bismarck the final week of September. Twin wide receivers, right? They have gone to their backup quarterback, and there's a handoff to Garrett Larson. He just plows through Blue Jays down to the 48-yard line of Jamestown.
Garrett Larson on the carry for Minot.
Yeah, Barry's doing a good. You know, he's a class act. He's getting some of the other kids some playing time, building his depth a little bit. So some couple other linemen are in there.
And the new quarterback is Dylan Lautanen. Lautanen back under center, wide receivers to either side, I formation. 4 minutes to go, play action. Lautanen rolls. He's got plenty of time, sets up, chucks it deep, looking for Lamory, and that is going to be incomplete and a flag down.
That's a complete flag on
I
play.
don't know about that one.
Unfortunately, Hunter didn't look back at the ball, and he did make some contact. But that was a great play action fake by quarterback Barnick. Kind of bit on the dive, and he had the hole wide open on the other hole round. Got around the end pretty easily.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Blue Jays. Bismarck high up 14-0 on Dickinson already. That is 2 minutes to go in the first quarter out at the BAC in Dickinson. West Fargo up 21-0 on Fargo South.
Well, they thought it was the
they give him anything here yet?
Yeah, first down.
10 yards? Like, yeah, that's right. They were at the 48, so yeah, just a 10-yard penalty. 38-yard line now, and Lautanen will give to Garrett Larson, and he's going to be dropped to the 35. Now, I know Larson's your backup fullback, but he's also one of your best defensive players. I don't know if I'd be running him up 35-0 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pickup of 2 for Larson, 2nd down and 8. Jeremiah Jackson split wide to the right, single receiver to the near side as well. Lautanen under center gives to the second man through in the I formation, and I believe that was Anderson. It was. He'll get about 3 or 4. 3rd down and 4 now for Minot.
Number 45, Carter Weiser on the tackle for the Bluejays.
3rd and 4, football at the 31-yard line of the Blue Jays. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 35-0 in favor of Minot. Wide receivers to the right, tight end left side. Actually, a pair of tight ends in there. I formation behind Lautanen on 3rd and 4. Takes, gives right side. Big hole, 1st down yardage inside the 25. Down about the 21. The handoff was to Dylan Danielson.
Yeah, that was a kind of a up the middle play that he went 6-7 yards before he got touched. And unfortunately, that's not going to give us good results if we don't have somebody stepping up and making the play.
1st and 10, football just shy of the 20-yard line. Wide receivers left and right, I formation behind Lautanen. And there's a jump on the left side of the line. The tackle started getting going a little earlier. So, Mike, this will be the final time Jamestown makes their way through West Region football for at least the next 2 years. Was it Devils Lake went down to Double A and was only there for 2 or 4 years? So I don't really know how long this will last, but it looks like for at least the foreseeable future, Jamestown's headed to Double A football.
Well, and it's you know, growing up here and coaching here, you want to play at a AAA level. But to be realistic, you know, you got the enrollment that Minot has. You're just mismatched. You got to be successful. Put yourself in a successful situation. And Double A is where Jamestown needs to be right now.
High formation, Lautanen gives on the draw play and nowhere to go for his tailback on that.
Getting back to that Devils Lake, so they dropped down from AAA to Double A and they had some success. They got their numbers up, and then because of that's probably the time that Legacy and Cheyenne were coming into the mix. They went back up to AAA and. Unfortunately, the size of their enrollment, they weren't successful. Now their numbers are down, and so maybe that's a thing that Jamestown can look forward to, getting the numbers up and being a little more successful week in and week out, but it's not a given.
High formation behind Lautanen, double play action again, rolls left, Blue Jays in pursuit, he's hit, ball comes out, scooped up, but the Blue Jays winning it,
Bluejay fumble recovered by number 67, Brett Fields. First and 10 Bluejays.
Nothing, Minot. Walters out of the pistol, play action. Walters looks to throw, chucks it left end zone. Kallenbach in a diving attempt off his fingertips. That was a perfectly thrown ball.
Nice thrown ball. That's somewhere, you know, it was getting some reps. Kallenbach's got to kind of go stop and make a jump rather than kind of keep going. And had he done that, that might have been a touchdown.
That was in a spot only his receiver could make a play on it. That was a fantastic throw by the young sophomore filling in for Brian Opsahl, who we believe is out with an injury. And Again, Walters out of the pistol. Zach Petrick behind him. This time he gives to Petrick. Stutter step move, or excuse me, it's Har. Stutter step move behind
Har
the
on the
line.
carry.
He stretches it out right, but he's going to lose yardage.
Off the 3 on the play.
I got caught in excitement there, but back to that defensive play. That was a nice job by Parker Stockert to create that fumble. And one lineman just caught the other lineman down the sidelines.
We're on the 3rd.
It was nearly a scoop and
Minot
score.
35, Jamestown 0.
And after 3 quarters, it's
Today's game
35-0 in favor of Minot.
Blue
We'll
Jays
take a break.
in today's
Back in
game.
just a moment. You're
Thank
listening
you
to
to
Blue Jay
Infinity
Football.
Building Services for supporting Blue Jays football. Once again, Jamestown High School would like to thank the Jamestown Regional Medical Center for providing tonight's athletic trainer, Adrian Gaines. JRMC is the official sports medicine provider of the Blue Jays.
We have 12 minutes to play here for Renegades Field in Jamestown. Steve Linsmeyer, Mike Solis with you. Jamestown now with 2nd down at 13 from the Minot High 13-yard line. We just off the air. We're trying to come up with the last Jamestown defensive touchdown. Twin wide receivers left. And out of the pistol is Walters. Takes the snap. Minot blitzes, throws to the end zone, incomplete. There's a flag down as Horgan got knocked down.
Pass complete. Flag on the play.
That football. Mike, like I said off the air, I can't remember a defensive touchdown outside of Caleb Ellingson's scoop and score touchdown in Dickinson, and that was, if not 2013, it might be 13 because Ellingson was a senior, because then he's now a redshirt sophomore for the Jimmies. So yeah, it was probably 2013 the last defensive touchdown that the Blue Jays have scored. I can't remember any off the top of my head. We had a couple big turnovers last year in a couple games, but
Pass interference against Minot.
I don't think anything ever went
After
to
this
the house.
is the goal, still 3rd down.
You know, not that it doesn't make a huge difference in the game, but we had a big play there. Our offense has to find a way to capitalize on it.
So we 3rd down and 5 from the Minot High 5-yard line. Walters takes the snap. The young quarterback's going to throw it up to the end zone again for Horgan, and John has to play defensive back and knock that one away. It's incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 5 now for the Blue
Over the
Jays.
passing. Incomplete. Intended for the 5. John Horgan.
Arm wrapped around his shoulder pad there.
4th down and goal.
But again, nice throwing ball. We just, like I said, we got him.
Pass falls incomplete. 1st down, Minot. Timeout, Minot. Garrett Larson on the carry. One more play. Third down and 3 for Minot. Let's go, Blue Jay fans. Get on your feet, make some noise. Let's help out that defense. Moser tackled by a host of Blue Jays. Brings up 4th down. Back deep to the Jays. Number 14, Hunter Beckman. And number 20, Jared Haar. Minot punt goes out of bounds at the Minot 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Blue Jays. Jared Haar on the carry for the Blue Jays. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Encroachment against the Magicians. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down. Walker's pass incomplete to number 20, Jared Haar. Walker for Horton for a Bluejay touchdown! And the kick for the BlueJays, number 90, Paul Faber. Extra point is good. Manor Bradford back deep, along with Peyton Lamery. And the kick for the BlueJays, number 90, Paul Faber. Number 33, Bryce Hogarth on the tackle.
Yeah, young guys there.
First and 10 Minot, and then own 38-yard line. Stubbs and Hogarth on the tackle for the BlueJays. Brian Cisco on the catch for the Minot. Bradford on the carry. First down, Minot. Danielson on the carry for Minot. Second down and 4. Bradford on the carry. Third down and 1 for Minot. Let's hear it, Blue Jay fans. Let's make some noise for that defense. Minot touchdown scored by number 13, Manuel Bradford. Johnson in to kick the PAT for Minot. Extra point is good for Minot. That deep for the Blue Jays, number 28, Brandon Dalton. Number 14, Hunter Beckman. Looking out for the Magicians, number 22, Preston Johnson. Dolman on the return. First down, Blue Jays on their own 30-yard line. Aaron Mack on the carry for Blue Jays. Walters passing complete, intended for number 8, Aaron Benson. In the punt for the Blue Jays, number 2, Brandon Caldwell. Kate back deep for the Magicians. Positions will start 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Aaron Mack on the tackle. Bryce Holbrook on the tackle. Thank you again to Infinity Building Services for being today's game sponsor and for supporting Bluejay football. Your final score, Minot 42, Jamestown 7. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to tonight's game. Please drive home safely.